Hey everybody, I'm here with Bedhead. How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Can't complain. Today's a good day.
Nice, nice. I'm
How's your
very
day been?
I'm My day's been good. It's been nice and productive, which is always a win during this.
Yeah, that's such a win when they're like, "Oh, I had a productive day today."
Yeah. I gotta say I like the shirt there.
Oh my gosh, I thank you so much. I it's so fun. I just like moving around in it. It's feel very
Nice.
glitzy. Yeah, had to bring it out for the show. Oh,
Awesome.
little
we
piano
got
thing there.
we got the music going already.
Yep, it's ready.
What kind of songs are you gonna be playing us today?
Ooh, I got some original songs, and I've got a few covers. I recently did a little live stream tour with some of my friends, Posey and Fox, and we did like this thing on Instagram where we went to a different room of the house every time we had the show, and then we just played some originals and some covers. Uh, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it's gonna be all just piano, acoustic stuff. So normally, like the fun kind of danciness of my songs, I feel is in like the production, and then like when it's played on the piano it's just like it's sad but then like a nice like an emotional, it's emotional, it's Adele like
Right. Yeah, you can the I feel like the true intentions, of lyrics usually come out a lot more when it's just an acoustic guitar or a piano and there's not all those extra distractions behind you.
yeah, it's so true. And I was just gonna say, I was having this funny conversation with someone how like the instrument that you choose as well really sets the tone. Like I've never heard a sad song on the ukulele. You know what I mean? Like,
Very true.
and piano just has this like, I don't know, for me at least, the piano has this like really emotional quality, but obviously there's so much you can do with it.
Definitely. Um, Want to say hi to Connor. Connor agrees. He's loving the shirt too.
Hi, Connor. Yeah, Connor's great. If it's the Connor I think it is, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Nice. If it is, yeah, he's definitely an awesome dude. Maybe we know the same Connor.
Is it the photographer Connor?
Ooh, no, I don't think he is a
Oh.
photographer. Maybe he's a different Connor.
Oh, okay. It's a different Connor. Well, hello, Connor, that I may or may not know. It's nice to meet or see you.
It's a small world.
Again.
It's a small world. You
Meet.
probably do know.
Yeah. I actually don't know that many Connors. It's like, no, I know two. Now three, I guess. So
There you go.
three's a crowd.
Nice. Do you want to take us away with a couple songs here?
Yeah, I'll start with an original. So I figured it was a good way to start here. I try to fix you, but you fly away home. My scars are mending over time. You won't. I'm trying to be better, but you just wanna be bitter to me. You're bitter, babe, you're bitter. Why you so bitter? Come and make things a little better with me. I know you'd rather fake it by yourself. You'd sooner suffer than cry out for help. It's been a tough start. Realize the rough part. Gotta make a change. Can't find who you are. Never make it too far. If you stay the same, I'm trying to be better. So why you gotta be bitter to me? You're bitter, babe, bitter. Why you so bitter? Come and make things a little better with me. sink or swim. You never let me in. Do you wanna waste away? Do you wanna waste away here? I'm trying to be better, but you will always be bitter to me. You're bitter, babe, you're bitter, but I know you're not a quitter. So come and make things a little better with me. Sink or swim. You never let me in. Do you wanna waste away? Ooh, do you wanna waste away? Ooh, sink or swim. You never let me in. Do you wanna waste away? Do you wanna waste away here? There we go.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm left-handed, but I would like to take this moment to show this side of the mug.
What does it say there? I missed that.
It says "Do dope shit."
Nice. That is,
This is my favorite mug.
Love it. That's a good motto.
Yeah, there we go. So
Chris is saying good vibes. Hi, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're trying to just give nothing but good vibes, you know. That's all we can do right now because the bad vibes want to come in hard.
Yeah.
They're coming in strong. But we're here to spread the good vibes.
Definitely appreciate, you know, artists like you spreading all those vibes during like times like this, because it's the world would be a dark place without musicians and music. So I really appreciate what you're doing as an artist, and you know, especially coming on here. You've been doing your own live casts as well, which you mentioned you've been doing a couple of those, and just keeping music alive. Can you tell me about some of the other live casts you've been doing?
Thank you. Yeah, of course. Well, thank you first of all. Yeah, you're right. The world without art and music is just like not as bright and colorful as we know it today. And I think it takes like times like this to like remind you how much those things are really important. But yeah, no, we did like a little live. I think I'm gonna do more live streams, but we were doing like a little tour around the house, different room every time, different themes too. So we had a lot of fun, and I think it was kind of a thing we did. My favorite one was we were in the bathroom for one of the nights, and like all of us literally were either in our shower or a bathtub. So it was very precarious. Like, you know, we have like a piano set up in a shower with like wet stuff everywhere and like, you know, chords and electronic stuff. And I was just like sitting there like cramped in, like, if this is how I die, this is this is how I would want my death to be shared. It was like artist dies in shower trying to live stream. Like, I was like, that's fine. That's okay. I can live with that. But yeah, I'm still here. And yeah, I think I'll be doing a few more of these live streams as we go along. You know, it was fun to just like experiment and try new covers, like things I would never normally do at a regular show because it's just like me and a piano. So like, you know, it just seems like I could do anything. So we did some emo songs. I did some Adele. I did some Disney. Nice. And I'm going to be doing a few other surprise ones tonight.
I think I heard some My Chemical Romance going when I was logging the last one.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm a little too glittery for My Chemical Romance today, though. So.
That's fair. That was funny. That was when I tuned into it, and I was like, "Wow, this is not what I was expecting her to be playing."
It's so 180 from like everything I normally do. It's just like, here's what like my high school experience was this song. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's funny. We're getting a hi from Tori.
Hi, Tori. Tori gave me this mug, actually. This is
amazing.
Tori. This is a gift from Tori, and it's my favorite mug.
That's a good gift, Tori.
Yeah, Tori's a good gift giver.
Nice. So what have you been up to during this quarantine time that we all have ourselves in?
Truthfully, I've just been playing Animal Crossing. That's all I've been doing. That's literally it. And like obviously writing music still with some friends over Skype. And my other job is I teach painting parties now online, of course. But yeah, it's those three things. It's just Animal Crossing, painting, music, sleep, repeat, eating, obviously important.
Yeah, that's a good one to get in there every once in a while.
Yeah, but anyone playing Animal Crossing right now, like, oh my God, that's it. That's done. It's every day is just like something to do. It will take up all of my time. I think I'm over 150 hours now, and it came out on like March 20th-ish. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so I'm I'm really curious about this Animal Crossing and the painting, which we talked about a little bit before. But why don't you
Yep.
play us another song or two, and then I'll get my questions in about those.
Okay. Yeah, let's play another song. I'll do a cover next. I'm just gonna flip flop between cover and original song for the whole night. It feels
Awesome.
like a good. Okay, so this one is a cover. It's of a classic pop. I think, in my opinion, one of my favorite pop songs of all time. And we did this at the Home Alone tour, and we'll see how well I remember it. It's by Britney Spears. It's a hint. Baby, can't you see? I'm calling. A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous. I'm falling. There's no escape. I can't wait. I need a hit. Baby, give me it. You're dangerous. I'm loving it. Too high, can't come down. It's in the air, spinning round and round. Can you feel me now? With a taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. Taste of your poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, and you know that you're toxic. And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? Oh, I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? It's getting late to fill you up. I took a sip from my devil's cup. Slowly, it's taking over me. Too high, can't come down. It's in the air, spinning round and round. Can you feel me now? With a taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under. Taste of your poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? Intoxicate me now with your love now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. Intoxicate me now with your loving now. I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. And I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic? Oh, I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic? Oh, I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic? Oh, I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic?
Amazing.
That's a fun one.
What inspired you to tackle "Toxic" by Britney Spears?
It's a song I always wanted to cover, and then I recently watched a live stream from Hosier, and he covered it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was like, "I gotta do it. I gotta do the song that I just have always." That's like a karaoke song, like for me. So I was just like, maybe I could do it in like a piano sort of way, or yeah, that was the inspiration.
Nice. Well, I love the rendition of it. That was not what I was expecting either.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. So that's what's fun about just a piano. Like you can do so much with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make things good.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump into some questions from before the Britney Spears. I gotta ask
Yes.
about this Animal Crossing, because you're not the first artist to bring that up, and I keep seeing pictures and I keep seeing like posts
Yeah.
about it, but I don't know what I'm missing out on. Apparently.
Okay, so if I had to describe Animal Crossing, it's basically just like one part The Sims, um, another part like a farming game, like a farming simulator game, like Stardew Valley or whatever. And then just like the other part is just like pure charm. Like it's you just are on this island and there's these little animals and they move in and you basically like have to create the island, you build shops and you plant trees and then more people come and now it's like legitimate and it's no longer deserted and it's kind of just like a fun world building game, but it's very charming. Like you just walk around and your animals just like say weird things to you and you can tell them to like call you certain things or like you can give them catchphrases. So and then you can just visit your friends, of course. You can go to your friends' islands and do fun stuff and hit them with nets and it's I don't know, it's really fun. Like it's just strangely addicting. It's like picking weeds but exciting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it sounds like a nice chill thing to do during all this, which is kind of what we need.
So chill. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, and I'm really curious about the painting too. Which you're saying you're doing some online stuff with that because you're doing it at bars before, which obviously we can't do now. But yeah, can you dive a little bit more into the painting side of what you do?
Yeah, so they're like these paint and sip parties. It's called paint night. And basically, I mean, before all this, we were in bars and you would just, 19 plus, you'd go to a bar, you get a drink, and then you would have signed up for this painting and you would learn how to do it. And I would like teach you how to do it. So it was more like you signed up for a specific painting to learn, and that was what everyone is learning. But what's nice is that they always come out different, and it's very like Bob Ross, but in public and with more wine. But now what we're doing is because everyone's kind of home, obviously we're just opening it up to everyone. And it was all ages before that point. We changed it to all ages, but now it's an all ages thing. So it's much less about like drinking, and it's more about just like learning how to learn a painting with like what they have at home. So I really enjoy it, and it's fun. I don't know. I didn't know I enjoyed teaching kids until this moment. So
Nice.
it's kind of nice. I
Oh,
like
that's
it.
cool. So if people want to join you for some painting lessons, where do they go?
Oh yeah, so you can go to yaymaker.com. Actually, we have a few other musicians in our team. There's a band called Featurette as well, and they also teach these painting parties. So
Nice.
yeah, yaymaker.com. Or just search paint
Yaymaker.com.
night and it should be the first thing that comes up because it's like a worldwide business, but Toronto is one of the strongholds of the brand.
Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah, and so that was one of the things you're doing. The other one obviously playing lots of live music.
Yeah, playing
How
lots of
was
live
that
music and writing.
how has that affected you, like not having shows recently? Is that taking a bit of a toll, or is that giving you more of a time to get the next shows ready?
Yeah, I think it was yeah, I had a show with Featurette actually that was supposed to be last week. So that was a bummer. And also just it did throw a big wrench in just like show plans in general, but I think it's just also presented a great opportunity to just focus back and go back to writing. And that was something that I was doing anyways, and I was trying to find more time for writing. I had an EP coming, or I still do have an EP coming out. Obviously, it's a little more delayed now, but I was still writing songs for the EP, so I was like, okay, well, this gives me some time to like, finish that and just, make it really what I want it to without like, working on shows and stuff. But yeah, missing playing live in front of people, and I'm missing like seeing people live too, seeing my friends play or just like bands that I really admire. I was really excited for Tame Impala in June. But when this is all over, it'll be so great to go back, and I think it's gonna make people appreciate live music and just everything. It's gonna make everything feel more appreciated.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be I think at least for a little while, concerts are going to be pretty crazy because everybody's going to be like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like everybody's just going to be so starved for live music at that point that it's going to be quite the parties for quite a while.
It's going to be just people not letting go of each other. Like there's everyone like hugging in a circle and crying and watching music. Like that's what I plan on doing at these shows. Just like I'm never letting you go. Just hold my hand, please. Like
Yeah, this whole thing has really I think made a lot of people realize that sometimes we take some of our friends for granted, and those people that even the people that you just see at concerts, they're so important in your life once you don't have them there. So yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of hugging when this is over.
yeah. Yeah, I call them I mean like they're my friends, but I like the term show friend, like boyfriend or girlfriend, but show friend.
Nice,
It's like,
nice. That's a new
will
one.
you be my show friend? Like, yeah, and those are and you know what I mean? Or I mean everybody really. So it'll be so great to it's going to be crazy. You're right. Like the first few shows are just going to be absolutely bonkers. But I think even past that point, because nothing beats live. I don't think anything can beat live music. As much as these live streams are like a lot of fun and it's definitely really cool. There's nothing like, being in a room full of people and just like dancing and singing your heart out.
Yeah, you can't quite get that same energy in your living room as hard as you try.
Yeah, no, exactly. Unless you're like have Spotify blaring and the neighbors are like, "What's going on?"
True.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing with all these. They probably hate me by now, but it's fun.
That's okay. I mean, you're here. You're not past to 11, so they can't hate you.
True.
By the law.
They can't legally hate me.
They can't legally hate you. Yeah, they may hate you, but not legally. It's okay.
Perfect. Cool. You want to play another song for us here?
Cool. Yeah, let's do it. Actually, on the
Awesome.
topic of friends.
Nice.
This next song I wrote with my friend. His name is Laflemme, and we've been writing a lot actually lately. We've been doing about a writing session every week or twice a week. So writing on Skype actually does work pretty well. So we wrote the song a while back, and it's called Troublesome. It's about troublesome relationships. Lately we're like fire and ice. See what I want you, do what you like. Haven't been the same and I don't know why. But it's clear to me I've crossed a line. Ooh, we've been here before, Ooh, you know I'll be waiting up, soaring on wings together, scared to lose you forever, ever. We flew too close to the sun. Oh, my love was so troublesome. You're the bull and I'm the lion. Oh, so headstrong, there's no denying. We're out of sync, but not out of time. Let's leave the bloodshed at the door and make this right. Ooh, we've been here before. And you know I'll be waiting up, soaring on wings together. I'm scared to lose you forever, ever. We flew too close to the sun. Oh, my love was so troublesome. We're troublesome. Oh, my love, don't wanna let you go. You're so troublesome. Oh, my love. We've been here before. You know I'll be waiting up, soaring on wings together. I'm scared to lose you forever, ever. We flew too close to the sun. Oh, my love, troublesome.
Amazing.
Woo! That was so trippy because I saw this dog. I'm like in front of my window, and I saw this dog walk by, and it just threw it threw me off. I'm like, what song am I playing again?
That's funny. That's
Yeah, dogs will do that to you, man. And they're so cute. Your brain's like, oh my god, and then just like everything goes blank.
I guess that's the benefit of playing in a bar. Like you're never gonna get distracted by a cute dog.
No, yeah, unless it's like a guide dog with earphones on, and then it's like even more distracting. Or like a cute baby with headphones on, and you're like, oh no. You're like, I'm like not like I'm happy to see, but like, oh no,
Yeah.
my focus, it's gone.
Yeah, keep that thing out of my sight until after
Yeah,
the show.
keep
So that I
that
can
thing out of
pursue
here
it.
until right after where I'm going immediately. Like I'm coming to you first. Like that's
funny. We got some more comments going up here.
Ooh.
Ben saying this is a dope song.
Thanks, Ben. I think it's a Ben that I know. It's so weird because I don't really it's like I'm not really great at this whole like live streaming thing. So I'm like I'm trusting you. And like Ben says this, and you could be saying something totally different, Ben. And I would not know.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah. And Barry's saying hi. Hi, Barry. Thanks for tuning
Hey,
in.
hi Barry. That's awesome. If anybody has questions too, I mean, I know you have questions as well, but
yeah. If anybody has definitely as many as we can get in here. If you guys are on Facebook or on YouTube, they'll both pop up in front of us here. So yeah,
I like
free.
answering questions. So even if it's what's your friend code in Animal Crossing, I don't have that answer like on memory for you now, but you know, it's somewhere in there. It starts with a 5. That's all I can say. It's like a long.
Awesome. What aside for some live music, what's one of the things that you're most looking forward to once this is all over?
I'm excited to go to restaurants again. Like truthfully, just like going to my favorite restaurants and sitting down. I've been really paranoid to order takeout, and I feel really awful about it because I want to support like local shops, but my anxiety and paranoia has like been through the roof, and anything that I can do to just kind of keep that at a manageable level is great. So I'm avoiding takeout, but I know at some point I'm gonna crack and just order something, and I'll feel a little anxious, but I'll feel good about supporting businesses. Yeah, restaurants, 100%. Like that's the thing I'm missing most. Just going out to a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
How about you?
Good question. I usually don't even have answers for my own questions. What am I most excited? Yeah, really just seeing all my friends again. That's that's something I really miss. A lot of them are at concerts, but there's some that are outside of concerts too.
Yeah, I miss seeing my friends. I miss like our board game nights and even just like literally, staying in and not doing anything. Like those are the nights that are just like the best for me. Just like watching a Disney movie or like singing along to something. Yeah, I miss that a lot. That's number one for sure. The restaurants come second. I was thinking like shows and friends and then food.
Yeah, I could see why those were connected.
yeah. Like wait, I don't like I can go to shows alone, but I never don't see somebody I know, and then immediately I'm like, I want to spend time with this person. I'm not like I want to be alone right now. I'm like, I don't want to be alone. I just couldn't find someone to go with, and then you get there and you know someone, right?
That's funny. Yeah, that's it's funny what a small world the like the music community in Toronto is. Toronto's such a big place, but once you're into the music world, like Toronto's really not that big of a city.
It's such a small world. Yeah, I that's what I love about our scene is just like everyone. You'll always like see somebody that you know or that you enjoy seeing shows with every time you go somewhere, even if you didn't know they were going. So
definitely. We got a question here from Ben. He's asking, when are you releasing more stuff that he can binge listen to?
Oh, exciting. Great question, Ben. I'm hoping this summer I will have some more songs to release, either of the full EP or at least another single. So that there is an EP coming out later this year, regardless. Just about mental health. Fight No More and Bitter will be on it. It's just like a little EP about my journey with my mental health and kind of just like sharing experiences. So I'm excited to release that, but obviously all of this has kind of put a wrench in the recording process of things. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, 2020 doesn't cancel everything. But
Yeah.
anything, you know what? Like as long as everyone is being safe and healthy, that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we'll all get through this together if we can just hold out for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, someone mentioned something really great yesterday about like how instead of thinking like, oh, like is this still canceled? It's just like, is it safe for me to go to these things? You know what I mean? So instead of just thinking that everything is being canceled, it's like, well, it's because we're doing this for our health and for the health of vulnerable people and people around us, whether we know them or not. So
Yeah.
I thought that was a great way of looking at it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of these things are, they change drastically depending on your outlook on the situation. So just flipping that little switch in your brain, right? Looking at something slightly differently can make it a lot better situation than if you, yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. No, it's 100% right. And I think that's what we need right now is just to have like a better outlook because it's scary right now.
yeah, yeah, for all of us. Cool. Okay, so I'll get you to play another song here for us, but before we go into that,
Yes.
I just want to give a shout out to Jen. I want to say I miss seeing you at shows too.
Oh,
And I want to let everybody know that we do have a virtual tip jar set up at quarantinesongs.com. So if anybody wants to send any donations, those will be going straight to Bedhead. Artists are losing out of their incomes. This is part of why we wanted to start doing this and help kind of raise some money for the artists. So I'll put a link down there as when she's playing. And yeah, please, if you can, please use that.
tips are nice. And if you do tip, thank you. I will continue to sing for you. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's do another cover next. Yeah. Okay, this one is kind of out there. So we were talking a lot about video games earlier. I'm really into like Nintendo. Like I like video games. Nintendo's kind of my jam. And I had this crazy idea one day. I was going back and listening to some classic Super Mario kind of sounds and songs from the games. And there's this one song called Dire Dire Docks from one of the levels on Mario 64. And I was just playing it because like that was something, and that's something I still do. I just like playing video game songs on the piano. And I was playing this little melody. Or see if I remember it. And then I was listening to Dizzy, and I was like, the song's called Swim. And I was like, water song from Mario, water song from one of my favorite local Toronto artists. And then I was like, what if I can mash them together? So I think it went well last time when I did it. It was just like, let's see what happens. And, we're going to see what happens today, too. So this is a cover of Dizzy Swim. Sink to the bottom, only to wind up belly up on your bedroom floor. Innocuous form. I'm in the water, half of the day, but still you wait till I'm ready to float. You carry me home. We'll be alright in the morning when the world is on fire. We'll be treading in the yard till I'm ready to float. You carry me home, and we're dancing outside in the purple dark in the blood that we share on the boulevard. I know that you carry me home. You carry me home to swim, to swim, to swim, to swim. Back to the love seat. Punch me your front teeth, it's cherry and bone. Cherry and bone. You are the athlete, I am the astronaut. For thousands of miles I float. You carry me home. We'll be alright in the morning when the world is on fire. We'll be treading in the yard till I'm ready to float. You carry me home, and we're dancing outside in the purple dark in the blood that we share from the boulevard. I know that you carry me home. You carry me home to swim when the world is on fire and you're ready to carry me home to swim when the world is on fire and I'm ready to goodbye to my mother whose body I lived in, turned blood into water and taught me to swim. We'll be alright in the morning when the world is on fire. I'll be treading in the yard till I'm ready to float. And you carry me home, and we're dancing outside in the purple dark and the blood that we share from the boulevard. I know that you carry me home, and you carry me home to swim. To swim, to swim, to swim, to swim, swim. The world is on fire, ready to carry me home to swim.
Awesome. That's I talk to a lot of artists. That's the first time that I've heard somebody say I'm trying to mix some Super Mario with a local artist.
Yeah, I don't know what came over me, and then it kind of inspired me to start thinking of doing other fun things like that. So, this is a good time for it, like just to try whatever and say, like, this is not something I would normally do at my live shows at all. But I did it, and then I was like, oh, I kind of like this because I think it speaks to my nerdiness a lot, which is a big part of me.
Nice. So do you think doing these live casts, this is gonna change your live show when it comes back?
I can't say. I think I can't imagine that it won't affect it in some at least small way. So I think, and I'm open to that. I'm always like, how can I change after every show? I'm always like, what can I do to change things? What did I like? What did I not like? What were the ideas? And I try to keep myself totally open to the creative process whenever I can, because inspiration will always come at you in some weird way, and you have to just be open to it. So I think there's people who are afraid of it, at least in terms of this is how they like see themselves in one way, but I'm constantly like, maybe I can like do something different. So who knows what'll happen at the end of this.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite bars in the city for both playing and going out to see shows at?
Ooh, I mean, the Horseshoe Tavern for me is number one for sure. Like, just to even like to just walk by and just say like, who is in here tonight? Like, let's go see it. So Horseshoe for sure. I mean, I love the Rivoli because it's just like you can go back and forth between the two, and that's always a great one. I love the Monarch Tavern as well. Monarch Tavern is a great place just to get a drink to. And the Painted Lady. I think the Painted Lady is like one of my favorite places to go get a drink. Just even if, I mean, there's always, every time I go, there's always music playing as well. But it's such a cool, intimate spot, and I just love the decor of it.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a great one for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it was the Rivoli right that we met.
Yeah, that was also my last live show until this all happened. So that was a fun show. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us more about that show as your last show? I'm sure you had no idea at the time it was going to be your last show for a while.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, felt that way, but it was that was a fun show. Played it with Cubs Refrain and Bryn, and just like a fun little party, little synth pop party, some emotional songs for sure. But right before that, I played a Sugar Beach session I won a 2.1 The Edge. So that was just like a very milestone kind of day for me. It felt totally surreal. So if I seemed kind of like out of it, what we meant, it was because I was just like, what is happening right now? I went from like that to like this, and then it was really cool to just like have that full day of just like 100% music, just from the moment I woke up till when I went to bed at night. And so I don't know. Yeah, that was a fun day.
That's awesome. Yeah, you were promoting your new track, "Fight No More," right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so yeah, Fight No More, new track. Um, and yeah, it's been going really well. The video as well. So we're still, you know, still exploring it. It's kind of strange because I want to be releasing more music, obviously, but people have been responding really well to it. So that song is very personal for me. So it means a lot that people have been messaging me and letting me know that it means something to them as well.
Nice. Yeah, people seem to really love it. But radio also seemed to really love it, right? You're getting some big traction for that song, right?
Yeah. Indie 88 was like the first champion of it. And so that was really great. CBC has also been spinning it, Stingray Music as well. And actually, recently, a few stations out west in Victoria, the Zone, spun it recently. So it's cool to see that it's slowly traveling to the west coast of Canada. So that's really exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. How many songs you got left for us here?
Let's see. I mean, I'm flexible. I can do. We just did some Dizzy. I was intending on playing two more songs.
Two more songs? Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, yeah, we've got about 20 minutes left. Like we can run this for as long as we want, but that's usually what we're going for.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down for whatever is cool.
Nice.
So yeah.
Cool. Well, why don't you play us another one now? And if anybody does have any questions, please put them down there so we can get them in there, and we'll be yeah, we'll get to some more questions either way as after this one.
Sweet. Well, I feel like we just talked about Fight No More, so why don't I just go ahead and play it now? So yeah, this was my most recent single to come out. It's been getting a lot of love, and I feel so appreciative for the support that everyone has been giving me so far. And the song has a lot to do with it. So thank you if you have listened to it, if you reached out or you spun it or whatever you did. If you bought it on Apple or wherever you listen to music, thank you. It means so much to me from the bottom of my heart. This song is about overcoming my battle with depression and just kind of reaching a place where you realize that you're so done with it. Like you just don't want to deal with it anymore. And instead of being like sad, you're just like frustrated and angry. So that is where the inspiration of the song came from. And it sounds so much more sad on the piano as discussed earlier, but that's how I was feeling. Change my piano settings here. It's better. Why don't you know I did it again? You are a storm, I'm in the rain, laying the blame like it's a game, reveling my pain. I play like it's nothing, up for discussing, reading the signs, hurting inside, got nothing to say, walking away. 'Cause I don't wanna fight no more. I don't wanna fight no more. I'm sick of divisions, deliberate victims. If you think you're winning, I guess I'm the villain. You're not willing to try, bid you goodbye, pulling the lever, think it is better. 'Cause baby, we're broken. I wanna be golden. 'Cause I don't wanna fight no more. I don't wanna fight no more. Gonna see me walking out the door. I don't wanna fight no more. But baby, when you want me back, better haunt you that I gave it all I had to, and you didn't give that back. never gonna want you back. 'Cause I don't wanna fight no more. I don't wanna fight no more. Can you see me walking out the door? 'Cause baby, when you want to, I'm never gonna want you back. Fight no more. Fight no more. I had to say goodbye and just shut the door. 'Cause I don't wanna fight no more.
Nice.
Dramatic fade.
Ben says he loves this song.
Oh, thank you, Ben.
I really love that one too. That's yeah, that's a great one. I definitely see why the radio stations are picking that one up.
Oh, thank you so much.
Daniel's asking, where do we find the music of Bedhead?
Oh, Bedhead, yes. You can find me on Spotify. I'm the only female Bedhead, so I got that going for me. And also, you can follow me. You can find all the links to these things on my socials at Hey It's Bedhead. So
Right.
anywhere where music is played, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Bandcamp, etc., YouTube.
Hey,
You can
it's
check out the music
Bedhead.
video on YouTube as well. That one was a really fun one. We shot it up on a rooftop of an apartment building, and I'm like really terrified of heights. And I had this fabric over my head, and I'm at the edge of a building, and like obviously I was safe, but like I was. You could see me under this blanket. I was like so scared. And they're like, "Okay, can you move a little closer?" And I'm like, "No." But that was a really fun day. Our video director Jack was a dream. She's fantastic.
Nice. Do you got any other? Obviously, won't be right away, but do you have any other video stuff in the pipelines at all for Bedhead, along with
Yeah,
this new music?
I do. So I think actually one of the reasons why I started and I decided to pursue music was because like we were talking about like painting and stuff. I love getting my hands on like anything artistic, so like photography and videography and drawing, and I felt like music was a fantastic way to express all those things into one. So that's why this EP means like a lot to me, because it's kind of a way for me to express myself fully with every creative capacity that I can. So I'm actually just trying to figure out a way to film a music video here by myself in quarantine, and I had the idea for a very long time, but I'm just missing a projector, so I'm waiting on Amazon. But yeah, I have some little videos up my sleeve here.
Nice.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
trying to see what I can do as a one woman crew. But having a full crew of people is so cool. It's just really cool when you get so many people together, like what you can do.
Absolutely. And yeah, you are as you mentioned, you know, you're not just a musician. You're I would say, you know, you're a creative. You're in the art, you're in the video stuff, the photography, and the music. Um, people are kind of into all that stuff. You know, do you think you were born creative? Do you think that's something you've cultivated over the years, or where do you think that
Ooh,
overbounding amount of creativity comes from?
we're getting like philosophical here. I like it. So I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think genetics and has I think genetics has a large part to it, but I think anybody art is for everyone, and it doesn't matter if you have artistic talent or maybe you don't. Obviously, it's like what's that saying? It's 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration or something like that. It's so cheesy that I just said that, but I think it's 100% true, right? It's about like grow. I think growing up with it as a kid and learning how to do it. But I mean, even with paint night, like I always say, paint night's like karaoke for painting. It's not about like being good. It's just about enjoying it and doing it, and it's never too late to start.
Amazing. And yeah, when you're working on your own creative stuff,
Mhm.
where are you kind of drawing your inspiration from? Is this something that, do you have to be trying to write a song, or are you never trying to write a song, or where does kind of creativity strike?
Yeah, I mean, creativity strikes in so many different ways. I find for me, I like to go on walks into like nature, and that always inspires me like across and just outside of music itself. But I think like strong emotional experiences from my life are kind of like the biggest or the biggest inspiration, especially with songwriting. But it's so crazy how like Flight No More just kind of came out of me. It was just one of those days where it was so emotional, and I just had to like write it out. But it's, you get into, especially when you work with other people or when you start creating or writing with other people, how it could literally just be someone's like, yo, I saw this TV show and I had an idea for a song. And then you're like, cool, let's do it. And then, you're writing a song about plane crashes the next day later. That's another song that I'm writing right now. There's this show about on like Discovery Channel or something, and it's about plane crashes and, what happened? How did they go wrong? Like, classic, let's go into the jungle, get the black box from the jungle. And, they spend like an hour trying to, explain what happened. But I was like really inspired. It's so weird. Like, it's crazy how inspiration can come at you from any angle.
Yeah, definitely. Even from a TV show about plane crashes. That's
Yeah, or this quarantine has been very inspiring, I must say.
I'm really interested to see how many songs, in 2021 are about the quarantine.
Me too. Yeah, I've just finished one recently. I think I played it on the last live stream just to test it out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Although I think it's important to say that like it's for some people it's just not inspiring, and some people it is. And um, I feel like it's a good time to say that like you don't have to be creating anything right now. If you feel like, oh, I should be creating something, I should be doing something while I'm in quarantine, like no, you don't have to do that. You can just play video games, or like, just as long as you're, surviving and doing everything to keep your mental health and your health in check, then, don't create then. Because some people I know are really thriving in it and are able to write a lot of music. And I know a lot of people who are feeling like they are pressured to do that. And there's no pressure. It's just, you got to do what you got to do.
That's awesome. Actually, I really appreciate you, saying that. Especially because, with social media, we get such a skewed idea of what everybody is doing.
Yeah.
And so, we're seeing all this, all this stuff that everybody's doing. But yeah, a lot of people, not every day. It's not every day that these new things are coming. And, so sometimes looking at that, I'm sure people think like, wow, like look at all the shit that everybody's doing. But that's a bit of a social media thing that we do. And there's no, nobody needs to be doing really anything at this point. Like you said, as long as we're staying happy and we're staying healthy,
It's number one.
yeah.
Especially in social media, right? That's all we can see right now. So no one, everyone always puts their best face on social media. So
Yeah.
it's very skewed. Also, I just wanted to take this moment. Is that a shark head in the background there?
There is a shark head in the background, yeah.
I love that. I was so like, it just caught my eye, and I was like, I had to address it because I really like it. I love a good like. It looks like it could be a costume. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks sick.
Yeah, I've got a little mannequin, and then it's got a morph suit on it and a little shark head.
Yes, that's fantastic. I love costumes and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
That's
Me too.
hilarious.
Yeah, I've got just a giant box of them, just waiting for any excuse to get them out. So,
Hey, now's the time,
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking about testing out some different quarantine looks the next time I go out for groceries.
Like cute pic might delete later, and it's you in just like a shark costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
Awesome.
Ben says there's a goat back there somewhere too. If I move.
Oh.
Oh yeah, just over there.
Oh, there it is. I love it.
Where is it? Oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because
Okay.
we were leading into what I was gonna ask you about before we get to the end of this. But between your music and between your social media and even just like clear with what you're saying right now, you're a big champion for talking about mental health.
Hmm.
And can you kind of tell us about why that's important to you to be sharing that message of positivity?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's very close to my heart because I myself have been dealing with mental illness for quite some time, and mostly just depression and anxiety. Obviously, mental health takes many forms, although that seems to be like kind of the focus that people focus on. But it's such a bigger, broader spectrum than outside of depression, anxiety. But I really enjoy talking about it because when I was younger, it was something that we didn't talk about that much, or it was overlooked. And still today, there's people who, there's a lot of stigma surrounding it. It's kind of like that thing you can't see. So is it really something affecting you? But the answer is yes. And I just know that, there's so many people out there, and especially now, out of everything, this is like a breeding ground for depression and anxiety to just kind of fester. And the more we talk about it, the more people realize that it's something that they're not alone in struggling with. So if you are going through depression right now, or if, you're feeling more anxious than normal, and it's not something that you have dealt with before in your life and you don't know how to handle it, there's lots of resources out there, free and not free. And you can always talk about it, because what you're going through is normal and it's okay. And we'll get through this together. So yeah. And on that note, I'm gonna end on a little cover that I like to do at my shows. It's by Robin. We love Robin. Robin's great. And it's called Dancing on My Own, which I feel is very fitting right now. For me, for me, this song kind of represents, having to be okay with being alone by yourself, because that's who you're always with, is yourself. So, gotta celebrate and love yourself, flaws and all. I don't know if that's what the song is really about, but that's what it means to me. Hey, I heard you had a new friend. Does she love you better than I can? There's a big black sky over my town. I know where you're at, I bet she's around. And yeah, I know it's stupid, but I just gotta see it for myself. 'Cause I'm in the corner, watching you kiss her. Oh, I'm right over here, why can't you see me? Oh, and I'm giving it my all, I'm not the girl you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. I'm just gonna dance all night. I'm so messed up, I'm so out of line. Stilettos and broken bottles, I'm spinning around in circles, and I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, I'm right over here, why can't you see me? Oh, and I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the girl you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. So far away, still so near. The lights go on, the music dies, but you can't see me standing here. I just came to say goodbye, 'cause I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. And I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the girl you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. I wasn't really sure how to end that one. went off page a little bit.
I think that was a good note to end the show on.
Yeah,
I'm done with that note.
Little positive note. Literally.
Nice. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's all the questions from everybody. I want to thank everybody for logging in. I want to thank you for playing this. This has been a lot of fun. Good way to spend a Thursday evening.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Awesome. So yeah, last thing I'm going to ask you about. I know you kind of touched on it, but is there anything else you could tell us about your music video for "Fight No More"? That's what we're going to be exiting this video on. So if
Ooh,
there's
okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do like
any
this
little
is like a
tidbits
little.
about that?
Is this like a little preface for the video?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, yeah, the video is kind of like what happens when you look inside my brain and you see these two versions of me fighting the part of me that is ready to break off and the part that is kind of angry. So we really explored this idea of like a dueling with yourself, but with lots of bright colors and fun visuals and dancing and yeah. So keep that in mind as you're watching, and I hope you enjoy it. It was so much fun to make. Yeah, and if if you enjoyed it, you can follow me along at Hey It's Bedhead on all the socials out there. So would love to connect and meet new people.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks one last time. And yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. This has been fun.
Thank you, Jesse. It's been so much fun. Have a great night.
You as
Thanks,
well.
guys. Bye. Do I leave?